5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Our 5'5" pass catcher puts the wide in wide receiver. But despite weighing 400 pounds and having the worst combine performance in NFL history, Mr. Irrelevant somehow got drafted in the second round of the Denver Broncos. And now the question is, can we make a starting roster? Okay, new kid on the block and Bo Nix wants to talk to us. Hey man, I know you weigh 400 pounds and run a 6'9" and honestly I hate the fact that my garbage organization wasted a pick on you. But keep your chins up, man. Trust the process.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Scafacciverse. I am Anthony Scafacci.
And I'm Alec Gigax. Oh my God.
And we are back, yes, for another awesome episode.
Dude, we got an interview, and we've already heard some funny out of Clokus, our upcoming guest.
Yeah.
And I want to get to more of it.
Yeah.
But we got a little bit of business to get to
Yep.
first. Hey, but you know what, dude? While we have people's attention, let's
Yeah.
remind them all the stuff we need to remind them about.
Oh,
Click,
yeah.
Share, subscribe.
Yeah, follow us on Spotify, follow us on Apple
Yeah.
Podcast, follow us on YouTube, on TikTok,
Dude.
Instagram. Come
Yeah,
visit
you're all-
us.
You have a media empire.
Dude,
the Scafacciverse is bleeding into the universe.
Yeah, well, and come visit us at our main page, which is the EA Sports College Football Headquarters
On
page
Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, we're all over the place, dude.
Right.
I'm on Reddit. Right.
We mentioned Spotify just now, which is obviously the main place people get our podcast.
Yeah.
And that is the tip that I have today. So first, let me get our sponsor.
Okay, yeah.
The sponsor for today's tip is Captain Mojave's Tactical Landscaping.
Ah, dude, it's a new sponsor.
Yeah, it is. This is my first time
Yeah.
saying it. It's a little bit of a mouthful. Captain Mojave's Tactical Landscaping.
I can't wait to hear all about them.
Get off my lawn to a whole new level.
Dude,
yeah, when we get to their main ad,
Yeah, it's gonna
they're
be
amazing,
Yeah,
dude.
all
They
right.
are one hell of a company. They're
so-
perfect for the Scafacciverse.
So, Alan, you have a just the tip for us today?
I do. It's about Spotify.
Okay.
So I recently had Spotify crap out on me, which is bad, where
Okay.
I couldn't get any podcasts. It would just say, like, this service is not available or something like that, and I couldn't fix it. And so the only way I could think to fix it is they keep wanting me to sign up for this free trial.
Okay, yeah,
And
I
I
know.
ain't going to pay for Spotify because it's free. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, just listen to the ads.
But yeah, dude, I had to get my podcast.
Yeah.
And so I clicked for the free trial. Suddenly everything worked, which is bullshit. But then I started taking advantage of Spotify and listening to all this great music. You know, the podcast, everything came back. Oh, funny, when you're paying for it, it suddenly works. I mean,
Yeah.
technically, I'm not paying for it yet.
Yeah, it's still free.
But, dude, I was really loyal to Pandora because it learns what you like.
Yeah.
And, then it'll play what I like. But, dude, I'm not very good at music. Like, I'm not a music expert. And so on Spotify, what I found is all these curated playlists.
Yeah.
Where I could put in, like 90s hip-hop with extra bass. And there's a playlist of like 50 songs that already has it.
Yeah.
Dude, there's this band that I've taken a shine to, and credit to Pandora for introducing me to the band. They're called Stick Figure.
Okay.
Right, them and Slightly Stupid, they both play this like heavy bass reggae type music. And so I asked Gemini, like, hey, what is this name for this style of reggae? Because it's not just regular
Sure.
reggae. Turns out it's called Cali reggae.
Okay.
And so I put into Spotify Cali reggae,
And boom,
there's
lucky.
Cali
Yeah.
reggae playlist. It's freaking great, dude. I think they tricked me, and I'm gonna wind up paying for it,
Yeah,
dude.
it's only
I
$15
like it.
a month. It's not too
Yeah,
bad.
you really get your money's worth, dude.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
All right, so hey, are you ready to get to Clokus?
Dude, I'm very ready.
Okay, audience, are you ready to get to Clokus?
They're ready.
All right, here he is, straight from the Clokus Cinematic Universe. Here is Clokus. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so
Dude.
we just found
Yeah.
out that Clokus is based out of Florida. Hopefully we're not like ruining anything.
No,
hope
no,
other
you're
No
okay.
stalkers.
Yeah.
It's a big state. They probably wouldn't find him in the first day.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool that you're right there. Are you close to any of the major colleges there?
I am relatively close to a couple. I won't get any more specific than Florida, but
Okay.
there's already so many colleges.
Yeah, there's like
so
11,
many big
so-
football schools here. So I feel like it's almost impossible to live in Florida and not be close to one of them.
So do you go to a lot of games?
Okay, so this is actually funny. I've never been to a college football game.
No way!
That's awesome.
This is sort of the I'm outing myself here. I have really never attended one now. I went to a small college, not a D1, not a D2 program. It was an NAIA program, and they had a football team. And even then, I was on the media team for those games. So I was in the studio that was off-site.
Nice.
So I've
not even
never
in the
actually
stadium.
been to a game. Yes.
Wow.
So look.
Oh, dude, we grew up being in Las Vegas with UNLV, so we understand not being super motivated to watch college football.
So not to get any further into your location, but just so you know, if you go to any Florida Atlantic games, it's basically free. So
Yeah,
you could just
right.
drive, walk right in. They're just like, we're happy to have you. So
there you go.
all right.
Good to
Yeah,
know.
good to know.
I'd like to change that this year. This year will be I will go to a game, I promise.
All right,
I can't
well-
guarantee which it'll be, but I will go to
Yeah,
a
it's
college
okay.
football
Just
game
show
this
up
season.
and wear like a mask so nobody knows it's you. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so with the pleasantries out of the way, let's get to why we have Clokus
Yeah.
on the show. So at first, when you said, "Dude, we're getting Clokus," I thought that it was that band from the '90s that has the chainsaw song, but it turns out that is Crocus, not
Yeah.
Clokus. So with that disappointment behind me, I started looking at the guy's content. And Clokus, you have amazing content. We love
Thank
the
you, thank you.
creativity of what you put out there. And just like Anthony and I, you have built this entire universe around your players. So where did that begin? Where did that come from? Was it just to make the game more interesting, or is this something that goes through all of your life?
I've been making content. I've been a storyteller for pretty much all my life. So I think that I bring a level of creativity to everything that I do. However, when it comes to this specific football content, it just started with me sitting down saying, hey, I never got to play football in college. I wonder what my career would look like.
Yeah.
And then that eventually led to, I should document this. Maybe I should record this career. And after that, I just that series did well, and I couldn't stop there. I had to make more characters, but I'm somebody who keeps it on brand. I like to kind of have this interconnected storyline. It's not just like everything is isolated. It all weaves together.
So what was the position of that very first player, the founder of the Clokus Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, the very first one was Austin Clokus. He
Any
was
relation?
a running back. Okay. He was the very first Clokus, and there are a lot of people on my socials that I'll reference him, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, where is Austin Clokus? Where can I watch his content?" And it's exclusive. It's only on TikTok. So every character is on YouTube or Instagram, except for Austin, who is only on TikTok. So he's a little bit more underground, but the OGs, they know who Austin is.
Nice. Okay, and then what came after that? Like, you have now this core of the universe. For us, it's this also Road to Glory character named Cannonballs, and he was a quarterback that Anthony had, and then the universe kind of just expanded from there. So for you, you have this running back. Where does the universe go next?
Yeah, well, first off, great name, by the way. Cannonball is
Is a winner.
a wonderful name.
Yeah.
I got to give credit where it's due. I might steal that. But secondly, I would say that, when I was making Austin, they were like, the content, the comments were like, oh, you need to make more characters. So I was like, okay, let's say he has a quarterback and that's his brother. And for me, this is something that I say on all my, podcasts or interviews or whatever. Every single Clokus, by the way, is related to me in real life. So yes. So the family tree now. Sometimes I have to take some creative liberties in the timeline in the family tree of the story. For example, there's characters that are people's son where it's not actually the son, but every Clokus, there is a Clokus in real life. There is a real Skylar Clokus. There is a real Jonathan Clokus. There is a real all these characters.
Did any of them actually marry Sabrina Carpenter? Yeah.
Listen, there's still time for
Different
me.
Sabrina Carpenter.
No. It's the same one, and I'm gonna just say there's still time for me.
There you go.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe there's still time, but Yeah, so eventually, yeah, when I was deciding what character to make next, I was like, okay, well, I have a brother, Jonathan, so let's make Jonathan Clokus.
There you
and,
go.
Sailor Clokus and Sawyer Clokus and so on and so forth. So
Dude,
that's where they all come
I
from.
like the way you're thinking. I may have to go find EA College Football 2002 so that Heisman level fullback Alan Gigas can marry 2002 Jennifer Love Hewitt.
That's how it works. I'm pretty sure that's how the logic works.
Yeah.
Okay, so now with this revelation to us that all these people are actually members of your family, how do they feel when they are now the focus of a story that they're the quarterback or wide receiver or tight end or whatever?
Dude, great question.
And are they, like, if the stats aren't good enough, are they giving you, like, calls at 3 a.m. like, hey, man, feed me the ball?
Yeah, that is a great question. I think that it's pretty surprising actually, the disconnect where some of them are invested. Most of my family members, they don't really care. I'll just update
I got family
them
like that, yeah.
and they're just like, okay, like whatever. You made me in college football. Okay, that's fine. Others, sometimes are a little bit, they might feel a certain way. For example, when Skylar Clokus found out she died, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah.
But she was, she was a little upset about it. But then, there's my dad, Mike Clokus, who he's just proud to be the greatest in the whole family, and he has the most achievements and accolades, and he flexes that and wears that badge with pride. So I think everyone
great.
reacts differently, but for the most part, everyone likes it. We all know it's all in good fun. I don't think anybody feels slighted or offended. It's a lot of fun to include them in my content.
Okay, well, I got two questions here.
Yeah, go
First,
for it, dude.
who's the Mr. Irrelevant of your family? The 400-pound, 5'5" wide receiver. Which
Right.
the black sheep is.
Which, by the way, you didn't hear our opening segment.
Yeah.
You'll hear it when it comes out. But that's what we featured, was you talking about Mr. Irrelevant. It was his first interaction with Bo Nix.
Yeah,
And,
no,
dude,
it's
it's good
classic.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
classic stuff. All right, so go.
So, but that wasn't my actual question. I just popped into my head. So,
Sure.
yeah. So, your signature series, Becoming the Best. I mean, it's pretty much what you're known for, in my opinion, because you've gone position by position. Where did you come up with that? And, do you have one that is the absolute best of the best?
Yeah, where I came up from it, I think I don't want to sound redundant. It's sort of just, again, like I wanted to live out my college football career that never happened. And who doesn't want to be the best?
Sure.
That at the end of the day, that's the ultimate goal, is you want to be the greatest of all time when anyone sets out to do a road to glory career. I don't think anybody started a road to glory career and was like, oh, I want to be average. Like, I want to be an average player. So it was just that desire to, have a Hall of Fame career as myself, who loves the game of college football. And then obviously when we did the next position, that was the same thing. Now, not everybody who sets out to be the best ultimately becomes the best. Was Sailor Clokus the best quarterback of all time at the end of his series? No, he wasn't. He wasn't even close. But it is that thing we strive for. The second part of the question, actually, can you rephrase that second part? It was a long-winded answer.
It was in the beginning.
So I
It was
forgot.
about the 400-pounder, right?
Well, no. Well, I mean, that was just kind of
okay, all right,
funny.
go ahead. Yeah.
But no, like, of the best, like,
Yes.
is there
Oh,
one?
who is the best of the best?
Well,
yeah.
and also
Yes.
maybe may not even be the best, but was just your favorite one to do that you really poured
Right.
your heart into.
Well, it's the same answer for both. I would say Mike Clokus, and I already talked about this. My
Right,
dad is
your
thrilled
dad,
that he's
yeah.
the favorite. My dad is thrilled he's the favorite. But the linebacker career was so much fun to play. It was so much fun to try to stop because there's just so many elements to being a linebacker in football. You are a pass rusher. You are a run stopper. You are you're a corner in a sense at times. So to be able to play so many different aspects of the game and wear so many different hats was a blast. The narrative, I think, was the best narrative. There are times where the script just wrote itself. Like, we had to end up leaving Penn State because we had a controversy with Penn State, and then of course the first game we play week 1 is against Penn State, and it's like you can't
Right.
make that up. So I think from a narrative standpoint and from just a fun gameplay standpoint, also I know the community really had the most fun with that one. If you want to talk about accolades, I would say Mike in college had the most accolades. I believe he's the only one to win 2 Heismans.
Wow.
Of course, in the grand scheme of things, Austin Clokus did end up having the best pro career. He's the only one with an MVP. He's the only one with a Super Bowl. So you can get into the nitty gritty. But if we're strictly talking about the college football universe, it had to be Mike Clokus. It's also the most fun to play.
All right, so you use that expression, oh, you can't make this stuff up. Technically, you can. And so that's what I want to ask about next, because Anthony and I create these very similar characters to what you've done, and we both like the struggle of the game. And so, like in my Coach Ross series, that's based on real struggle that I had trying to rebuild Utah A&M, and that went really badly in the beginning. So what about you? To what extent does the actual gameplay steer your character versus the other direction where you kind of wrangle the gameplay to fit your character?
Yeah, I would say that gameplay is always the first priority. I just want to play the game how I'm supposed to play it and then mold the story around that, especially because I wouldn't give myself enough credit to say I'm good enough to mold gameplay around a story. There are times where I would love to have a breakout game this week. I'm just not good enough at the game to do that. Now, eventually, maybe we get to a point where I am, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, I think it is always gameplay first, story second. Sometimes, obviously, it's impossible to have zero bias when you're playing if you really want something to happen. But for the most part, I do prioritize just sitting down, playing the game, and we see what happens.
Dude, go ahead.
Okay, so, when you're trying to hold together an entire universe and there's all these threads and strings, do you get burnout from trying to, keep it all straight?
Right, because now it's a job.
Yeah.
That you have to create the stuff. You've got to keep it going. Yeah. How do you make that work for you?
Yeah, well, not long ago, I had the realization that I have made over 300 episodes of these little short reels that are each about between 2 to 3 minutes long. That's a lot of Clokus episodes. And you do get to a point where it's burnout, not just from playing the game, but from making the same style, the same format of video. I'm a very creative person. I don't like to be in a rut where I feel I've developed this routine of doing the same thing over and over and over again. But what I always told myself, because there's two dimensions to it, and these dimensions are fighting each other. It's like the immovable object meets the unstoppable force, where I've told myself I will always make Clokus videos and put out Clokus episodes as long as people want to watch them. But then the other side of it is I believe that your audience is having fun when you're having fun. So I don't want to just be putting out stuff and fighting through the burnout just for the sake of putting it out because people want videos. Again, I don't have burnout. I still think I have the best job in the world, and it's a ton of fun. And that,
Dude,
obviously comes with cons. But I think the burnout's real. I think it's real for every creator. I think it's just about trying to find ways to make work fun, which in my case is not too difficult.
Yeah, so Anthony and I deal with that as well. We've got over 100 episodes of the Scafacciverse, and for me, it can't feel like work or I'm not going to want to do it. It has to be fun. And this guy is just hustle all the time and grind and just wants to go and do it. And so we have to find that balance between us like you're having to find within yourself. So at what point, I guess this is a two-part question. I'll ask it separately. One, at what point did you make the decision? How did you come to that decision? Okay, I'm going to quit my day job and I'm going to be a content creator. How do you make that leap?
Yeah, well, I would say I got incredibly lucky. It was a leap that happened very organically. I wouldn't even go as far as to say as I was in a job, I said, I'm going to quit and focus on content full time. What had happened was I was working for a college. I was their assistant, it's a mouthful. I was their assistant SID, so their assistant athletics communications director. And
you go and get copy paper for the refill the copier?
Something
right.
Something like that. It was a mouthful of a job, but they worked me hard. And the college season ended. We were entering the summer, and they were doing a lot of turnover through staff. And I kind of had to decide, do I want to stick around through all this turnover, or do I want to leave and look somewhere else? And I decided I would look for something else. But a big part of that decision was I had started making videos about 4 months prior, and it was going well enough where I said, okay, I have a little bit of financial cushion. Now, I can't make a living off of this right now, but if I have to be without a job for 3 months, then I'll be just fine. I can survive. And the end of the 3 months came, And I realized, oh my gosh, I don't really need a job anymore. Because
Dude.
we got through July, and that was when CFB 26 came out. And I launched the new Clokus. I started posting on YouTube, and I just rode a long wave of success there where I was able to just support myself without a secondary job. And very blessed to be able to say that.
So when this happened, when this transition was happening, was there a partner, Clokus? Was there like a wife or girlfriend or spouse or whatever who you had to talk through this? How'd that go?
No.
Oh,
Well,
that's lucky. That's the key, dude.
That's the key. Sure. Yeah. Well, there was nobody. It was just me. And
Dude.
I think that had its pros, that had its cons, but there was certainly nobody I needed to talk into anything, which I'm sure helped the transition.
This loser had to get a permission slip to come out and do our interview.
Yeah, you got to clear it with the wife. The struggle is real.
Yeah.
So to get us back into the cinematic universe, earlier in the episode or earlier in this interview, you spoke about killing off a Clokus member. So I want to hear how that went down and then what the reaction was.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, I think it's funny. I would say that that's sort of one of the big things I'm known for now, to a point I didn't realize it was as big a thing as it was. I was scrolling through my old videos. I was like, wait, Skylar's death got like 2 million views. That's crazy. I didn't even recognize that. And I was at my first creator event about 2 weeks ago, and I would introduce myself, talk to them, and they're like, oh yeah. And then they're like, wait, you're the guy that killed off a character, right? You're the guy that killed... And so that was not planned. I think back to what I said earlier, very rarely do I sit down with a controller and I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Now I'm going to do this in the game. I unfortunately have an Xbox Series S, which if you're not familiar, has very little storage space. And when you have 9 different, I think you know where this is going.
I do, but please tell it.
When you have 9 different creator loads or character loads, you got to cut some loose space. So I was about.
That is awesome.
I was in Skylar's senior year. I was at the end of Skylar's career. I had a couple of games left. And I was like, okay, and then I got the no more space, cannot save any more careers. So I was like, okay, let me go delete some loads. I'm like, I got my controller, I'm going through the loads, and I was like, wait a minute, I just deleted Skylar's save file. And
just toss Skylar off the boat.
Oh my god.
So we can all
sad.
live.
I was so frustrated. I was like, oh my gosh, Austin, what have you done? And my first thought was, okay, take a deep breath. Just recreate, just get back to the point you were. It's going to take a couple days. And I even posted, and this is why I said, the death was not even really my idea. I posted a reel, and you can still find it. It's up today, where I was like, well, our character died. And I said that jokingly. And I was like, no, I'm just kidding. He didn't die. I just deleted the load, and I'm going to have to recreate. So it's going to take me a couple of days. Just give me a few days, guys, if you don't see me post. And I posted that video, and I'm looking through the comments, and the comments are like, no, he's dead now. You
got to stick with it.
You got to stick with it. And a bunch of people were making stories as to how he died, and the most popular one was a car crash.
I saw that fan video where they made a news clip of the car crash.
Dude, the edits have been crazy.
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite anecdotes. I was scrolling. People were going to the crash site in GTA.
Yes.
In being pouring one out for Clokus today and stuff. And it's so funny. And so I like to say that was the worst thing to happen to my character and the best thing to happen to my character. I did not plan it for clout, but it turned out, it was a series that the corner is a very redundant position to play. Things were kind of dying off toward the end. I was like, okay, maybe this isn't one of my big hits. Maybe this one just kind of naturally fizzes out. And I get to the end, and he dies, and then it's boom, explodes.
That's so great.
The best thing and the worst thing to ever happen was Skylar Clokus dying.
Yeah, we do similar fun stuff on the college football headquarters page where sometimes people will ask what they consider a serious question, like, hey, when I cut players off of my team, what happens to them? Do they go to another team? And Anthony, the owner of the page, will get on there and be like, no, man, you know in GTA when you see that dude working in the gas station? Yeah, that was your old left tackle.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I might have to use that.
Yeah, they
That's
show up
hilarious.
in Call of Duty, all kinds of
they had
places.
to join the army, right?
Yeah, just wherever. They just,
I love that.
It's like Wreck-It Ralph. They just kind of go from game to game. So,
I love that. Yeah.
so now with 27 about to drop, it's I think 6 days away. Last I checked at the time.
I don't know. I'm not
recording
getting
this.
mine until the 9th
Fi-
because I
5
paid
days,
the cheap
5
version.
days.
5 days away. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you have coming up first? What is your first plan on 27? Have you revealed it to your audience yet, or is this like
Yeah.
still hidden information?
Sure. Well, I will say that there is one member of my family that has not gotten a Clokus made out of, and they are particularly frustrated.
Grandma
with that. So
Louise.
I might have to right some wrongs to open up College Football 27, but no, I think this is really my opportunity, at least the way I view it, is to expand both my content and my audience with the new game. So the first thing I have dropping is a YouTube video that might be out as soon as 2 days from now. And I will be launching it is a Road to Glory, but it's literally just me doing a playthrough because I wanted an opportunity where we were taking a break from the narrative and also a chance for me to give my thoughts on Road to Glory, which is hard to do because when you're in the narrative, you're locked into the story. You're not really talking about the game elements. I wanted to just put out a video with the new game saying like, oh, and here are my thoughts like on the new Road to Glory, which obviously will come out in the video. As for Clokus content, yeah, kind of the same plan. As soon as July 2nd hits, I will launch my first reel with my first Clokus. I have confirmed it will be a tight end. That's all I've told people. But I'm very excited for the tight end gameplay. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then also just mixing in some rebuilds, some Dynasty videos as well.
So that was going to be my next question. Is you're kind of a Road to Glory or Superstar Mode in Madden kind of content creator, and doing builds or rebuilds isn't really something that you've gotten heavily into. Is this the time where finally we get a full Clokus Dynasty build?
Yeah, so if you check out YouTube, and I did post a little short form too for it, I did my first little coaching video on my YouTube a couple of days ago. I think it was like a week ago, where Austin Clokus went back and he coached a team. That was my first time doing a rebuild. And, I know you had Bordeaux on the show. He and I have texted a lot. We got to meet each other in person for the first time a couple weeks back. And rebuilds are hard. I didn't really realize how tough doing a rebuild is if you've never done it, if you don't have experience in it. Especially, I'll say this, as someone who has now played College Football 27, it is even harder. It is so
very
hard
involved.
to rebuild teams in the new game. And I started making a YouTube video. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. I don't want EA to punish me, so I'm going to be careful. But I started making a new rebuild, and I got in about one season before I was like, I can't make content out of this. I'm so bad. This is going terribly.
Okay, so
And-
hold on a second. So
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you from my own experience of content creation. The struggle is what sells. Okay?
Yes,
People
right.
want to watch the struggle. If you're just always winning, it's kind of boring. And the stories that come from the struggle are amazing because eventually you're going to reach the promised land and
Yes.
everybody's on board. It's the Rocky story
Yes.
or, whatever underdog story you want to tell. It's there. And so go for it that's what I would say
Yeah.
is suck it up, man.
I wholeheartedly agree, and those who have seen a lot of the original Clokus content will know that I've experienced the struggle. I think it was more so the fact that when I tell you guys, like, I was struggling, I didn't have a roster at the end of the year. Like, I was like, there's no possible way I can mend this. And probably if this was like an actual YouTube video, not a CFB 27 first look. That was another thing too, was I didn't feel like I was doing the rebuild justice for people who wanted to learn about College Football 27 and how it
Yeah,
worked.
you have to be able to play.
But I hear you, and trust me, when I start putting out those rebuild videos, because they are going to come, they will view the struggle firsthand, and
All
it's
right,
not
so
going to be pretty.
let's talk about what's coming and where to find it. So we're recording this on a Sunday, and this will come out
Pretty
Wednesday,
soon.
right?
No,
Wednesday.
it won't be this Wednesday. It's the next.
Oh, July 9th. I
Yeah,
think
it'll be like right on like
yeah,
the
which is right
standard
like when
launch
the
or
release
something.
comes out. Okay, so by July 9th, you're going to have stuff out that people can come
Yes.
see with the new game.
lot
in
of
it.
stuff out.
So let people know where to find you and what they should be looking for.
Yeah, so it's Clokus will pretty much be where you find me on all platforms. TikTok is the only one where I'm just Clokus, that is with a C. But yeah, as for content, like I said, it's the road to glory stuff. Especially once we get into the football and college football season, that's when I mix in a lot of reaction videos, a lot of other type of content. You'll see if you go through my page, I do a nice job mixing it up between gaming videos and football videos. But YouTube is basically all gaming. I'm really excited to get some rebuilds out there. I'm really excited to get some long form road to glory stuff. Really excited to get really everything CFB 27 and then Madden related once we get to that point in the year.
All right. Well, Clokus, I am so happy to have you on. I think you're like one of us. The cinematic universe. We're like so on the same page. This is all what we're about, is the storytelling and the fun that comes from it. So I want to thank you from the entire Scafacciverse for taking your time and giving it to us, and we appreciate it. We're going to be sharing the hell out of your channel. I've already started trying to hype everything because a lot of people know you, and we did get a lot of requests.
And it's good content.
Well, and we got a lot of requests to get you onto the pod. So thank you again for coming on. We're going to let you go, let you get back to your world, and we will hopefully get you back onto the show soon.
Hey, it was a blast to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, thank you, sir.
Dude, we did it again.
We're getting pretty good at this.
We are getting pretty good. It helps to have really good guests. Clokus was fantastic.
Yeah,
man.
we
brought it.
We've beat that drum a little bit, that having guests that know how to speak,
right,
and are comfortable on their own microphone and everything like that.
And he had a good high quality microphone.
Yeah,
too.
and, I mean, they just make it so damn easy.
They do,
right? And thanks. It's
right.
nice, So yeah, that was great, and I
know who else we should thank?
Who?
Sponsor,
dude. Yeah, who is the sponsor for this amazing episode?
It's the Orr House.
Woohoo!
Yeah, buddy. This week, the Scafacciverse is brought to you by the Orr House, Logan, Utah's most accommodating private club. Since 2004, we've been turning boys into men with one unforgettable experience at a time. Conveniently located near Utah A&M, the Orr House is a full-service establishment designed to give you exactly what you've been missing. Come on down. We're open late, and we're always ready for you. Ask for the Rub and Tug Special, featuring our house blend dry rubbed ribs and a helping of pulled pork. And remember, if someone sees you from your ward, they're just as guilty as you are.
All right. For Anthony Scafacci,
I'm Ali Gigax.
This has been a balls deep production of the Scafacciverse podcast. We are out.